It is July 17th at about 10 p.m. I plan on making this my last uh, transmission for the night because I gotta get some sleep. Sovereignty. So, a lot of individuals have been given the same opportunity of experience. These individuals have also been given another opportunity, an opposing opportunity. Um, so what we're seeing now is, well, whoever comes forth and basically speaks their piece, no matter how edited, a tell will become present. It's all in the duration of how they say what they say, and the general energy of it. It's a lot simpler than a 2-year series, and that's a prime example of exactly how they delay. And we're basically being provided examples by um, by another system's default. It's not a message. It's more of an opportunity. It's a specific opportunity that keeps going, but only goes to a point to sustain an individual long enough until he has to connect. And this is also how they can get to assets. Assets from the intervening side. So it's an opportunity of regaining an understanding of sovereignty and sustaining that throughout your life, growing it. Um, Sovereignty, a word in the definition of sovereignty is supremacy, your own supremacy, but with the proper perspective. So one with the given and taught perspective, supremacy feels like a very dominating term. This brings me into the power and application of perspective and the type of perspectives applied. When one is able to understand sovereignty and to take actions towards that in dictating what they want, what you want to exist, what I want to exist in my reality. And also not ignoring what I don't, but learning, becoming conscious of whatever the conflict of interest is, assessing it, addressing it, um, using it as an example for those that are still making the choice. So with the right perspective of what you and your you and yours bring into this reality, or choose to attempt to bring into this reality, to keep in this reality. We come to this reality, and it's a constant kind of like subconscious message that um, hmm, oh, I fell off of that one. Sovereignty, supremacy, regaining your sovereignty, and the level of sovereignty that you want to gain. Because there are people who are at stages where finding the right mentors, finding the right people is key. And learning how to read intention is also key. And seeing yourself as a magnet, and how your magnet attracts is based on what information you choose to ingest and what you choose to do with that information. Um, okay, so we come to this world, and there's a constant reminder that we don't really focus on. That so there's God and the devil, and it just so happens that um, the perspective itself has been very limited because of the dualistic separation. When you see something from an opposing side where you're taught is an enemy, when you come across a tool that has the ability to effect um, in the right application, and you learn that this tool, or someone tells you that this tool is from the dark side, or it is the devil, they are demonizers. That's a it's they're parroting the ignorant teachings. And so sorry, it's really hard to stay on track. Parroting the ignorant teachings. To basically say, oh, that is of the devil, to shy you away from it, to make you ignorant and not learn, to not learn a complete lesson on something, an incomplete lesson. That's what people have. That's where we're at, kind of. Not kind of. We're all in an incomplete lesson that has been intentionally delayed. It's more than just being a good person. That's ignorant. You have to critically think about what you do and why you do, and it'll suck if you're given experience to learn the separation of both sides, and then the experience to understand the third the third party, the bridge that we're all not on. Um, as of 2012, nothing's set in stone, and they, as in the people and unconscious forces, know this, and that's exactly why we're getting this. It's a forced outing, a forced tell. They have to do this because of what was changed in 2012, and it sucks that we are in a celestial movement, and celestial movements take a long time because celestial bodies are huge compared to how we perceive ourselves in this universe and on planets, and it has to take time because this involves a lot. It involves a perception of everything. It is tapping into an omniversal level. So the let's see here. Sorry, this one's a long bit of silence. Sovereignty message. So when enough people either come together or when enough individuals claim their sovereignty through what they've come to know through trial and error and practice and through what they oh yeah, that was basically it. If you notice, a lot of the people who've been released to speak on this type of information, um, they, oh man, it was right there. The type of people who speak on this information. Hot dog, man, it's getting late. So I think I'm wanting to hit on the topic of sovereignty more, and I'm caught in a transition. And how to get out of a transition? Just start talking. Um, so I'm still figuring a lot of things out for myself. Um, that's the process. So I'm to a point where I've made the decision. Um, so I've been holding all three sides basically, and have not. Well, I made a stand. I did make a choice and conveyed it in a way that. Well, anyways, it went against. Um, it went against. So I was okay. So what I just spoke about, I was basically offered both opportunities. I mean, yeah, both experiences and opportunities, but before both of those opportunities, there was a third party, unbeknownst contact that I agreed to not access. Um, 2012 was the transit. It's the movement. It was the time of transition on a celestial level. Um, the end and the beginning. Um, this needed a standing choice, um, and it needed to not be for either side. It needed to be a balanced decision, um, and this is what I was briefed on from the first contact. To briefed on in order to. I wasn't commanded or instructed to make the choice I made. It was a free will decision. Um, I was offered the opportunity to destroy innocence, and instead of taking part, I did a lot more than just say no. Um, and that came at a price, but I agreed to that and was briefed on that with my first contact. Um, oh man. Um, so yeah, I to make a standing choice to the forces, and the way they came about wasn't even they use they use other people to do their bidding, or they have things inside of them. Anyways, it's how they program, and it was, and this is also how they. Well, it was also an insight to see how they're able to destroy a heart, or attempt to destroy a heart. Um, I didn't want to talk about this, but this is not for you or anyone that may so happen to come across this. This is for me and what I know.